Okay, so here I have my 3 fabric choices all cut into my 5-inch squares. So basically what I want my pattern to be like is this. I want it to alternate between the rainbow and the light pink, and then on the back side I'm going to have it all green. So I'm just going to do mine 4 by 4. So what I need was 8 pink, 8 rainbow, and then 16 of the green. So now what we're going to do, oh, and just a side note, to cut these out I went ahead and made a template just because it's so much easier to lay this down, trace it out and then cut. So what we're going to do now is, these are your front pieces, so we can put them there, and this is going to be your back. So what you're going to do is lay it down so that the side of your fabric you want facing out is laying down, and then place on one of your top fabrics so that the pattern is up. So on both sides, the good side of the fabric is what you want facing out. So you're just going to go ahead and do that for all of your pieces, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so here I have my 2 piles of my 2 front colours, and on the back I've got the backing colour. What we're going to do now is lay them out so that it matches this design. As you can see, I want it in a sort of staggered design, so that no 2 colours are like matching sort of fully, like they only touch on the corner and not a full block. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that out. So I'm going to do 1 striped, 1 pink, 1 striped, and 1 pink. Now what I'm going to do is pin these together ready to sew, and how we do this is you pick them up, I'll show on this one, you pick them up and you put the back sides together so it's like a sandwich, and your front pieces will be on the top or on the outsides showing out, if that makes sense. So we're just going to go ahead and pin that. Open that back up so that we can then pin the other 2. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. You just want to go ahead and do that with all 4 rows, and then I'll show you the next step. We're just going to sew about 1/4 of an inch down on each one of these joins. Okay, so now that all your individual squares have been sewn into these strips, it's time to sew the strips together. So what you're going to do for this is, it's best to lay it out so that you're not going to get mixed up and sew the wrong strips together. So this is how I want mine laid out, you know, with the sort of diamond pattern going. So I'm going to take these 2 bottom ones And again, we're going to put the bottom fabrics together so that what you're seeing on the outsides is what is going to be your top fabric. Now what you're going to do is you're going to line up your seams and you're going to push each edge an opposite direction. So this part I'm going to push flat down, and on the back it's going to be going the opposite direction and it's going to be pushed back this way. And the reason we do that is so that when it runs through your machine you can see exactly what is going on and not have the little flap there sort of going the wrong way, because if they're both going the same way, that's quite a lot for your sewing machine to try and sew through. So this way it just makes it easier. So then we're just going to go along and do that at each seam. Yes. And you're going to want to do them running all the same way. So on this top, they're all running this way, so I'm going to do it on this one and on the next one, so that they're all the same. Yeah, Mommy. Kayla. Mommy. Yeah. Kayla. Just going to go ahead and put one more pin in the middle of each square, just to help it out a little bit. Make sure it's not moving all over the place when we come to put it on the sewing machine. Oh, better. Oh, better. Mommy, Kayla. Mommy, Kayla. Okay. So we can just go ahead and open that back out, and then we're going to grab the next one and do the exact same thing, and we're going to do it to this last one as well, and then we're going to take it over to the sewing machine and sew it. Okay, so now that it's all pinned together, we're going to take this back to the machine and again sew another straight stitch down each of these seams. Okay, so now you have everything sewn together, so it's all one big piece. Now the very final sewing stage in this project is to go around the outside along all four edges and just do the same as what you've done on all of these and sew a straight stitch all the way along. Okay, so now all of our sewing is finished. It's all one big piece now. This is what the back looks like, so it's all just one solid colour. And then on the top I have my different fabrics. So now what we do is we go in with a pair of sharp scissors, and what we're going to do is snip all of these little ruffly edges that we have. Now you don't want to snip your seam there, you want to stay away from that, but you do want to snip every so often. I would say every maybe, I don't know, every like 1 centimeter, 1/4 inch, whatever. It's really up to you how many cuts you want to do. But yeah, just stay away from your seam. Make sure you don't snip that. And yeah, snip every single one of them, and including the edges as well, you want to snip also. So I'm just going to start at one edge.